supercomputer that we have, which is very different from the other supercomputers. How's it even going to look? It might not show up much at all because it is quite bright. It is quite bright, actually. So who is here? Oh, I shall scroll down to where it's happening. Scroll, computer, scroll. It's not scrolling. So greetings, Uliarma. Dennis, oh blimey, it's shooting up already. It's flying. So that's clearly started. Excellent. Have I turned off that light? Yes, I have turned off that light. Just checking. So good evening to all. We're just discussing the YouTube stance on ad blockers. It's been quite ferocious. I do understand that in a way because that's how they make their living on ad block. New Super Balls. It's the strange supercomputer thing that was gifted by Electron Box, I think it was. It's quite complicated. It has pink LEDs and warm white LEDs. Let's see if I can actually turn the light off. We'll see if it shows what's happening. Oh, that's worse. That is so much worse. What if I touch the screen in that area? Does it? No, it's not doing anything. Right, that's fine. The light is back. It's very unusual. Back on Ellen Vannon, indeed, Chipmunk. I prefer that background. What background? Oh, you'll notice, before somebody feels the need to say it, the clock is not accurate out there. It's a few minutes out. I've not had time to reset it or anything like that. Literally, this is the first live stream back. I only got back yesterday and spent quite a lot of time sleeping. The room is looking darker than usual. Excellent. Not sure why that would be. It does look better in person. I shall try and show you it by bringing it over to the computer. Hold on. Let's see if it works any better if I bring it right up. That's what it looks like. Pulsing between warm and pink. But the reason it's doing that is because each globe has its own flickering LED in the back, controlling a pair of, controlling a MOSFET with capacitor to fuzz things a little bit and soften them. Electron Box, Chaos LED module. Electron Box says I'm not really planning on manufacturing these. But I've put this up on my GitHub Myria meter. Myria, M-Y-R-I-A meter, I believe, is where he might have some of his code up for sharing. I should put it up here. It's a bit fuzzed out though. Maybe I'll just switch back in the meantime to the other supercomputer because that just looks like a fuzzy ball. It is nice woodwork. Unnecessarily complicated, Duma. In a way, yes, but in a way, no. You can use a flickering LED to drive the base of an ordinary transistor directly. Good evening to Scarborough, Mr. Pugh. How is it there heat-wise? It's very hot. I'm actually humid. I'm moist at the moment, and not in a good way. It's just basically very clammy, but there is good airflow through the building. When I got back here from being away for so long, Ralph had been looking after the place. When I got back here, the little computer fan that's been pulling air through the building all the time, 24/7, has done a great job. It actually smelt fresh and okay when I came in. Turn the dehumidifier on. That's a compressor-based dehumidifier down there. It would make a lot of noise. The dehumidifier is on in my bedroom. In the rest of the house, it's a fairly sensible humidity due to the continuous airflow. Have I missed sterilization? No, the Jamesy boy. The reason you've not missed sterilization or the first year communion is because, and Frank, the live button announcement, is because it's the first time back here in 2 months. So everything is arse for elbow, and I've forgotten everything. That's right, it's just so rubbish. Remember to make sure the little live button down here, boop, is lit if the stream is live at this point in time. So you're up to date with the chat, and so it's all in sync. Here's the sterilization. Is sterilization still needed? I think it is, because COVID is still rife. And it's not going away soon. It's like here to stay, I think. Scanning. Maybe I'll just scan my poxy hand at the same time, since it's been problematic. And I'll scan myself. My poxy face as well. First Jägermunion. First Jägermunion is to all the people that don't like heat because, well, it's too hot at the moment. Roll on winter. Let's have a nice frigid winter. Jägermeister for the first time in ages too. The aftershock is still in Glasgow. The aftershock can live there and be the standard Jägermunion shot there. New COVID is circulating, but we don't care anymore, Retox. I'm not going for any more booster jabs. I'm done with that, to be honest. Even though they're saying, you're very old now, you'll probably have to get a booster shot. I'm not really sure. Anti-flu jabs. I'll maybe just take it as it comes, if you'll excuse the terminology. Thank you, Slownick. Is a Jägermeister stale? Nothing. Jägermeister does not go stale. It is ethanol in it that stops it going stale. In the summer, it occasionally goes over 40 here too, smoke. That is stifling. Graham Shaw, cheers, but not to winter. I'm a skinny dude, not a bear. You can dress warmly. Or in the airport. In the airport. What? Airport was okay this time. The Edinburgh airport is it's very busy. So the security goes through at fairly high speed. In fact, there wasn't enough time to even get all the liquid and stuff out into the bag that you do before I reached the box point where you put the tray point, where you put all the stuff in the trays. It was fine. Jägermeister preservative, ethanol is a preservative. The Jimmy Dore show recent show title. What? The new booster in the USA is no longer free, costing around $100. Okay. Thank you, Kenneth Evoy. A toonie from Canada to welcome home. Thank you for the toonie. It's much appreciated. I was watching a Canadian channel today. It was Tacamo HD. So many bearish mechanics. No new scanners yet, but with new airport scanners, you leave all your stuff in the bag. No, that comes later. That's next year, I think, Frank. But the stuff I brought back, I'll show you the liquids I brought back. I brought my blue raspberry slush from Aldi, the concentrated squirt flavouring. These interesting bottles, these are a rip-off of Airwick's mist. Is it Airwick do this sort of, this thing? Is it Airwick? God, I can't even read that. It's printed in dark grey on a black background. So, but this thing, yeah, I think it's Airwick probably. But these are the alternate bottles, which are so much better in the sense that they've got a grip to hold them, because one of the biggest complaints with Airwick's ones was apparently that the delicate ladies couldn't get the lid off them because it was childproof. But this one puts out a good vapour. I have dripped a drop of the liquid into, you can see the vapour coming out here. I've dropped a drip of the liquid into water and immediately dispersed into the water, but with a thin film of oil. I reckon it's isopropyl alcohol or other alcohol compound plus an oil in these. Very strong, actually, kind of stronger than the real thing. Actually, kind of nicer smells than the real thing. The chemical hand warmer used in the Chinese food, the atomic one, was actually based in calcium. Oh, Jimmy Dore show recent title, CDC says vaccinated more likely to catch new COVID variant. Ah, lovely. It's turned into an industry. We should not encourage this. So we should cash in. If you go online and type in home medic or home dick, you will find lots of products being dumped from the COVID era at really low prices, including good lithium cells in them in some, and actual decent quality looking UVC LEDs and drive circuitry. Let's cash in and get all the stuff. Spread a layer of oil all over everything. It's probably not as bad. The oil is fairly volatile. It will disappear, but you are filling your mirror with volatile organic compounds. Now, Ave, Arduino versus Evil. Let me put the volatile organic compound through, and then we can proceed. So the eco warriors are now clamping down on cans of volatile organic compounds, oil, and saying no, it mustn't contain more than, so their basic 10% or something like that. So now they're basically starting to target what I regard as crucial maintenance products, including brake cleaner. And I don't think the people making these decisions really know what they're doing. Next thing, they'll be removing flux from soda. What you want is medicinal compound, indeed. WD-40 ain't the problem, no. Thermal camera would be nice, always want one. They were great, Quillia. I do recommend thermal cameras. Either the little tiny one, the infrared one. I specifically recommend infrared because it seems very good and it gives you much higher resolution for much less money than FLIR. And faster. WD-40 is perfect for cleaning sticky stickers. It is very useful for many things. I'm vaping some medicinal compound. Oh, Scruff Dog may be doing a continuation. Not sure if he's starting this week or not. You can let us know. He may be doing a continuation of the stream for those who want to hang out a bit longer. But he'll post a link to that near the end if he is. New potato cam. It's not potato cam. If you're getting potato cam, then that is your connection speed. This is coming at you via fiber optic at 720p. I was always impressed by the brake cleaner Rainman Ray gets through Tom House. Now, I was under the impression that brake cleaner was perchloroethylene. But now I'm seeing people saying it's acetone, which I wouldn't really want to spray anywhere, to be honest. Acetone is really aggressive to plastics. I don't think they're using acetone. But it's basically, if it is the perchloroethylene, then it's dry cleaning fluid. Hold on. It's the same stuff that all the Karens making these decisions send their business suits to for dry cleaning to get rid of all the dirty greasiness. Maybe they're going to ban dry cleaning as well, perhaps. Oh no, but then their suits will smell all rank. That's okay, they're only fit for burning anyway. That's a wee snipe at my, if you have to wear a business suit to make yourself look important, then you probably aren't. WD-40 is a solution, surely. It's a mixture of solvent and oil. There is no fish oil in it. Rant number one, indeed, Monkey Man here. You can keep a hold of those. Did you get a full cavity search at the airport? No, they didn't stop me at all. Clive, in the future, is your clock just 4 minutes fast, Mr. Sausage? You missed the message earlier on. Yes, that's fine. It is in the future. Brake cleaner is great to start an engine. It wouldn't be very good for starting an engine. Although acetone is flammable, perchloroethylene is not. Thank you, Paul Norman. Much appreciated. Flames not yet. Yes. We've not had... Oh, we have had alcohol. Yes. And the rant. Someone did call out your clock before your disclaimer. Just, oh, right, okay, that's okay, Christian. That's fine. It was going to happen. Random wiffle time. No, that happens at half past. That happens in 10 minutes. Cree oil in the USA is the best smelling WD-40. I suppose they put aromas into it. Bus fitters started engines with brake cleaner. Saw it myself, not as proud. Theirs must be flammable then. Talking of bus fitters and flammable things, an online acquaintance, was on his way back from a holiday, and he was on the bus, and the air conditioning exploded with enough force to perforate people's eardrums to literally blow the cushions off the seat. The clip-on, the cushion parts that go on the buses so they can take them off when they've been vomited and shat and pissed on, and blow plastic shrapnel forcibly around the whole area. And that makes me wonder, is this the here we go, the eco shit again, eco flammable refrigerant that's actually putting maintenance guys' lives at risk and other people? Maybe it's what caused the Grenfell Tower inferno, because the fridge exploded on the Grenfell Tower and caused the fire. And what they're using propane and butane. Oh, they're calling them isopropane and isobutane, and they're special versions. You can't use ordinary. You can't just get your old can of this stuff. It has to be this super refined refrigerant stuff. But it makes me wonder if that's what's happening. Brake cleaner contains ethanol. Really? I suppose every recipe is different. We often use brake cleaner for search for vacuum leaks in petrol engines. It's flammable. The thing is, if it contains acetone, I wouldn't want to be spraying it around too much. The regular hydrocarbons work fine, garbage user. So what they're going to do now, has it been a case that the air conditioning has not been working in the hot weather and the maintenance mechanic has topped it up with a suitable flammable refrigerant, and it's been leaking out from the evaporator in the coach, and then it's just mixed and got to the right ratio of fuel to air. Something like a thermostat has ignited it, and then because it's a huge chamber full of explosive gas, it's exploded. Brake cleaner dissolves instant gasket. This is what mechanics need. They need good solvents. Have you ever seen a three-phase star-shaped electric motor? Not a star-shaped one, Aaron Llewellyn. Not specifically. I mean, you get the ones with fins all around them for cooling, but not specifically star. I quite enjoyed Wednesday, Jack Attack says. Oh, right, okay, yes. We had the meet-up on Wednesday. It was very nice. Now, which was Jack Attack, though? That was still too busy. We had a pub meet-up on George Square in Glasgow, and it was a Wednesday, right in the middle of the week. Thank you, G8XFT, much appreciated. Covering that grizzly Chinese meal yet? It was all right, actually, John. But we met at the pub on Wednesday at 6 p.m, and you think, well, it's not going to be busy in the middle of the week, is it? Wrong. We're going to have to find a different place to meet. It was very noisy. For those who, hopefully everybody realised that we ended up sitting outside because it was so hot. And it went on till about 9, I think. Brake cleaner and carb cleaner are the same stuff in UK, Mr. Mulkey says. Akirka, I think, was in the wrong pub. You may have made a better choice then. Most motor amateurs are slightly starish arrangement. There are lots of things in motor that look starish, I suppose, really. Trying to save the pennies, sorry. That's reasonable enough. That was a cheap pub. Just looked, my freezer is filled with hexane. Excellent. Thank you, Green Diesel. Greetings back to Cornwall. Hope you're not too hot in Cornwall. The official pirate zone of the UK. My cat is a well-mannered mass murderer, as is little Hutchie. Hutchie immediately greeted me when I got back. Well, yeah, immediately wanted treats and catnip, but that's fine. Also, need the acetone for removing nail polish. Indeed. No, I meant super chat stuff, Mr. Eggcake. That's fine. Would love to share a drink with you in person, Clive. That depends where you are, Zinger Man. In the future, I do hope to travel a bit and have meetups, but I'm always worried about how many are going to turn up. Like the first Glasgow meet was just like scary. So many turned up. It was the first big meet. Oh, good Lord. How was the re-entry to normality after the two? It was fine, Mike Rook. Though I will say that when you're staying in different places, you get used to waking up in bed facing a particular wall or door or whatever. And when everything changes, it really throws you. It does it all the time. Not so bad if you're in a hotel for 1 or 2 nights, but when you stay for a decent length of time, it really screws things up. Ask the place you could have a meeting in a walk-in cooler. Not sure. I think we'd all asphyxiate, Numi. We have a few deep freezers at work. They all use cyclopentane for refrigerant. Get your beardy body to South Yorkshire, Zebo the Fat says. Maybe. A UK tour could be possible. You missed the Penistone show. What? I don't know what events are on. We had a good shot of high 30 temps, Blair says, in Ontario a week ago. Much more sensible. 16 and fine, drizzly, UK style weather today. That's better. We need rain here, probably. Now, it's Talk Like a Pirate Day on 19th September, is it? I'll keep that in mind. Christian rather predictably says, that's why I always travel with a small photo of Kevin in my wallet. Comforts of home. As do I. If CO2 works as a coolant, would nitrogen or simply dry air work? Well, nitrogen is used to purge the lines, Nathan. But CO2 is a common new, and it, apart from this fixation risk, everything's got risks. Thank you, Rick Armstrong. Much appreciated. Hi, Clive. Rick from Canada. My brake clean was heptane and CO2 in the ingredients. Oh, as a CO2 as a propellant. Good, you're back home safe and sound. It is good to get back. Heptane. Isn't that used in the air duster? No, that's hexane. That's hexane. That's the fast adhesive dryer. It's not the air duster. Air duster contains small print. What does it contain? I can't read the small print. That's how old I am now. This is so frustrating. If you're not there already, once you get to your mid-50s, is it the mid-50s? No, it's the mid-40s. That's when your eyesight will start failing. Very, very annoying. Gas, doing international, blah, blah, blah. Where is it? Where does it say what it is? Solvent abuse can kill instantly. Oh, it's being very cryptic here. I know it burns well. Not immediately seeing it, but I'm only seeing a wee bit at a time using a magnifying glass. Yeah, I don't know. Do not breathe spray. Yeah, it must be good then. Let's catch up with what you're saying here. Scrolling. Heptane is good for separating DMT from impurities. 1 minute to whiffle. Excellent. American refrigeration used sulfur dioxide for quite some time. That doesn't sound like it would smell too good. Very good for leak tracing. You'd smell a leak. Did they just use it as a tracer? Rawhide whiffle. What? Rawhide? Oh, scrolling. I get you. Oh, Kirka, I could use the phone as a magnifying glass, and often do. Well, we use ammonia. Go back to ammonia. Ammonia is still used. It's not ideal either. There are big, still huge industrial refrigerators. That's not great, is it? Do you have a lighter here? Now, you guys know that I brought the big brass lighter back. No, actually, the Patreon supporters know I brought the big, long brass lighter back. Taped diagonally across the box of lamps to protect it from damage during shipping. Thank you for Nautical. I'll be 35 on Tuesday. Any survival tips for this old man? You're not that old. Just keep going as you are. And I completely underestimated what could happen in airport luggage, and it's a different shape now. The end is bent over, the metal body's cracked, it's dead. That's disappointing. Not to worry. Long living wiffle fluid. I did forget that, of course, airports, it's partly automated handling, partly people throwing the box from a considerable distance into the air. It's wiffle time. It's Lizzie's wiffle time. Let me step back. It's already too hot. Wiffling. It's not a vertiwiffle. You only get vertiwiffles on a Scruff Dogs channel. Wiffle. I did hear, well, I did feel my hair just moving slightly there. That's a bit disturbing. That'll also be any spiders, because it's been Spider Fest here. As soon as I arrived back, of course, Ralph's been here, but Ralph's smaller than me, so I got all the spider webs at face height. That happens all the time. It's just one of the curses of being big. Hidden cameras have revealed extremely rough baggage handling. It's one of those jobs, Rifleman, you just get pissed off with it and then probably. At least you have hair, says Mr. Eggcake, not when I shave it off. Ah, I became a dad at 35. That seems quite dramatic, Sarky Bugger. That is goodbye freedom, but hello, like, I was going to say hello kids, that doesn't sound right, does it? But at least you get a family out of it. Many of us are totally incapable of having a family. Every man is a dad by 38, not me. Ah, Sarky Bugger, I wasn't expecting it. Well, that's not so great. Your white supercomputer crashed. The white supercomputer is still running, but is very subtle, and it's actually not quite working. Maybe I'll switch back to the one behind it. Hold on. Because it is providing, I'll try taming it down, but I'm going to have to experiment with that. So we'll go back to a traditional supercomputer. It's quite neat, this. It's quite a nice design. Joe, how frustrating is this? On the tattoo this year, the main fuel used in a lot of the pyro effects was isopropyl alcohol. And they had 25 litre containers, oh no, more than that. They had huge quantities of isopropyl alcohol, which has now gone back into a safe storage area of a pyro company. And they said, help yourself, to be honest, we've got far too much. The rate it's being used in the machines is much lower than we expect. They're not being used to the same extent. And it was so tempting to have some isopropyl alcohol, but how do I get it back here to Isle of Man? I don't. Ralph stayed there for 2 months. Ralph was travelling backwards and forwards a bit between his house and mine. He stays here from time to time because it lets him go out of an evening to the pub without worrying about having to drive home afterwards. Does ethanol really burn a visible flame? By water it won't be distinguished. Ethanol burns with a green flame. Not a blue flame. It's very hard to see it. But isopropanol burns with a very yellow flame. Fill vodka bottles with IPA. That's not recommended. Thanks to you, BX16V says, my family are enjoying a new soda stream, carbonating everything. Make sure you carbonate well-chilled wine. That's the best thing. By boat or car via a ferry, that's not so bad, actually, but I tend to fly. Because there's no ferry terminal. There used to be a ferry terminal at Ardrossan, which would have been travelable. But now you have to go down to Heysham or Liverpool to get the ferry, and it's a very, very long day of travel. Even driving, it's a long day. You missed support from Simon Allen. Did I? Did I? Hold on. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Scrolling. Hold on a second. Let's try a feature here. Let's try a feature. Simon Allen, yes, welcome back, says Simon. Thank you. It's greatly appreciated. It's good to be back. And that feature works. This is good. Ah. Can you tell me if it's safe to burn bioethanol? It is commonly used, is it not? In some of the flame burners, the little fire pit burners. I think I've got some of that here. I wouldn't drink it. I want to get some of the Everclear grain alcohol and soda stream it. That sounds quite unpleasant. Zach and the J. It is pure ethanol, fundamentally. Can't get that here in that level of concentration unless I went to a local gin distillery and where they buy it in huge IBCs. Is it IBC? International Bulk Container? Can't remember. But they buy it in like that. How much is the pint now, man, Steve Clay? It's very affordable compared to Embra where it was £5. It's £3.50 here for better beer. That's a good win. Paul, did you want kids? Oh, that is quite a good poll. Hold on. Let me just... oh, they changed something here. Start a poll. Do you or did you want kids? Start poll. Thank you, Dimebag Coins. Because of home, Clive in Canada. More Canada. Excellent. Why is Canada so full of nice, technically inclined people? It's just ridiculous. Must visit Canada someday. But where would I go is the question. Thank you, Christian Howard. Alcohol is very expensive, Alaman. One woman has hoarded it all. What, like Nicola? Big Clive is bigger on TV. I am. Happy Little Fox at AK Benji. Canada's kind of far. Is it still on fire right now, Raven Looney? I know it had been burning. Lots of parts of the world have been burning. And Ebdi says, yeah, it's the greenhouse effect, and it's not. It's global warming. No, it's not global warming. This happens sequentially. Is it a 30-year cycle that happens? Your head's about 2 feet tall on my TV. That's frightening, Scruff Dog. It shouldn't be that big. Vancouver. Vancouver's possible. But where's all the bears? Twisted says, part of me wanted kids but can barely give my own life the folks it needs. Indeed. Dunno. Mostly arson in Canada, or was it just accidental fires? On a plus note, I mean, nature will reclaim the ground, but hopefully it's not killing too many people. Vancouver, says Frank. Aha. Oh, do you know what I found recently? I think I should share it on Patreon, but I can't share it generally because it was a little video cameo I got done by Ginger Billy for Scruff Dog. Not Scruff Dog, Furbear, should I say. He hated it. He did not enjoy it at all. The answer is over 50% of you, well, almost 60% don't want kids. That's reasonable enough. I have zero paternal instinct. Furber's a character for show, quite strong opinions, the chipmunk. Furbear hated everything. To a degree, yes, SK, but he was a welcome member of the posse. He could rant more than I could. The fires because our US government satellite with blue violet lasers. There's a slight problem there, garbled user. You're assuming the government's that competent. They're not. I stepped out. What's the rant count? It's not that high. Surprising result to the poll. Did you think more or less would have wanted kids? You can borrow kids for a day, no need to get your own, Frank. I'm not going to say what came to my mind there. Jimmy Savile came to the mind there and Gary Glitter. No, no. Zemus Furbear passed away a while ago with lymphatic cancer. Mr. Eggcake says, Furbear was nice. I think he thought I was an idiot. He had quite strong opinions and he'd just stick to that opinion. He either liked you or hated you. In Japan, you can rent a family for an afternoon, supposedly. It's expensive, Numi. It would give you a taste of just what it would be, the ongoing costs would be. Or you can get a dog or a cat, which is just like having a kid, but less problematic. Next, Jaeger to those lost in Morocco. What's happening in Morocco? I don't know. I don't follow the news at all. I only watch YouTube and only the technical side of YouTube. Don't need men or women to make children now anyway, according to scientists. Yeah, but they'll be defective, brain-damaged babies, Rick Dastardly. There'll be something wrong with them. Earthquake in Morocco. All right, another earthquake. Did you want a sister, Clive? I got one, Ralph. Earthquakes in Marrakesh. Ah, strange. The earth is moving, but there's always been earthquakes, volcanoes. We need to rent a cat. I already have it, thank you, Chris Wenham. Just shake a bag of dreamies outside your door and cats will turn up. That's all you need to do. A dog is like a child, but cheaper and less loud. Well, I'm not sure about the less loud bit, Craig Matthews, but much cheaper in the long run. Okay, it dies after about 10 to 20 years. That's not so great, but then you get a fresh wee baby one. Up to 1,000 dead, Lord Elvis. That's not so great. Can go to Cat Cafe? You can, Numi. Have you checked your prostate since back? No. Dogs are not replaceable. Not the original one, but a puppy is the best cure for bereavement in doggies and kittens. My colleague is in Turkey. Why couldn't the earthquake have been there? That's terrible, Matty England. There was an earthquake in Turkey not that long ago. Rent-A-Ghost was funny, nuts and proud. The jester died of AIDS. Not the character, obviously, but the actual actor that played it. And he wrote the theme tune. And sang in it. Thank you, Chris. It's my first time catching you on a live stream. Love your content. Been watching you for a few years. You're honestly one of my favourite creators. Why, thank you. I'm just all embarrassed now. Claypole, that's the one evolution. Graham Rule, F cancer. Anyone there who has a prostate, any trouble peeing, get it checked halfway through my radiotherapy. Yeah, fortunately I can pee like a fire hose, which is good. My dad couldn't though, it would take him ages to pee. Wrote the theme tune, sang the theme tune. He was one of my favourite characters in it. He was the most characterful. But it was a great series, Rent-A-Ghost. Ralphie is already heavily banned by whiskey, Robbie Blackmon. He probably pumps that into the dead bodies. Here's a bit sad. Daniel Khalif was caught. Crescent. Is that the guy who escaped? Yeah, is that the prisoner who escaped? The army guy? Kind of like, may have been biased towards him staying escaped. Aww. Valiant effort though. Horavac says I have an enlarged prostate, benign. It's normal at this age. You can get devices. I bought some stuff off Temu recently, and you can get big dildos to ram it back down with. Temu has sex toys. That surprised me a bit, but then, do you know what Temu didn't have? I made my first order from Temu, and I couldn't find anything super dangerous. I tried so hard. I just scoured for the usual things I searched for on eBay, like 220 volt, or 240 volt, 230 volt, 380 volt, LED lights. All the LED lights were safe low voltage. Bastards. Bad drag, you mean? That doesn't just beat your prostate flat. That completely, it will. Yes, Brian Cox. There will be no prostate by the time we finish that. It'll probably you'll pee your entire prostate out. Wainsgate, it's good to be back in there, man. Prostate dildos, yes. Just whack them flat. And I don't know if that's an official cure, but I'm Dr. Clive, so I'm going to say it anyway, just like all the other fake doctors on YouTube. God. The spiders have just done, they've just, how despicable. There's a fucking cobweb holding my microphone in place. The wee bastards. Anyway, gadget, and it's not dangerous. It's not like eBay shite that is all dangerous. This is a Crabtree, which is a brand here in the UK. It's a dual surge suppressor that you can unplug, and it comes out a lot easier than the Chinese ones. It's also got these little pins that push down into contacts here, and it's got a monitoring terminal block, so it can actually signal if the surge arresters have failed. If either one of them has failed, I'm guessing. Oh, it's going to show one, or it's got 3 terminals: common and live to earth and neutral to earth, perhaps. But it's got 2. It's got neutral and earth connection at the top. It's got live connection at the bottom. Then it's got 2 little windows, and if it says one of them goes red, then change it. Any red, replace. Obviously, it wasn't cheap. Obviously, I'm going to open it for our entertainment, including the base to see how the contact system works. Daddy long legs at the fuckers. Miss Dread Cake, yes. My fried rice has gone, was very tasty. Monkey Man here. Fried rice is always very good. Have you seen Nothosaur toys? No, Zimas. Don't know what that is. Woofle? No. Oh, no, that would kill the microphone as well. Are there any spiders up there? I'm just checking for spiders, because I hate it when they drop down on top of me. It just randomly happens. I'll just suddenly go, oh, look at me. Oh, there's a spider. All right, okay, you're getting it later on, buddy. Yeah, I don't like it when I'm at the computer and they suddenly come down and go, boink, right? And they always stop at eye height, and then it's like, oh, what's that? And then it's like, oh, there's a big spider right in your face. Random woofle time? No, you're only getting them at designated points in the stream. The Chinese self-heating meal probably would have created quite a significant woofle. It would probably have blown the contents all over the room, Paul T, if I'd lit the output of that. I did like one of the self-heating packs in one of the videos about the MREs, and what a bang it made. It was very loud, and it sustained flame because it kept putting out oxygen and hydrogen. It was very, very scary. Spiders like to fart in your face. They probably do, Frost Giant. I've got plenty of false widows here. You can keep them. I think there are some in the Isle of Man Electron box. Not sure. Not keen on spiders. I know they're very functional, but not so great. Temu's Chinese government sport. I don't think it is, Dennis. With billions of cash, this is a serious attempt to undercut and destroy Jack Tandy's business. Jack Tandy. Oh, Wish, you mean? Does Jack Tandy own Wish? I think it's possibly an attempt to destroy the postal system. The spiders are not dropping in to admire my awesomeness. They're dropping in for a snack, Sam now. They're coming down to eat me. Clive, pull out an AFDD and just bin it. Steve Perry, what? Now, the good thing about the... Yes, they melded the back shut. What? The good thing about these ones is the little green flag in here will probably go red, unlike the Chinese ones where it goes from green to green when it trips. John Ward featured one of those a while back, and he's also had the same problem. They've been putting them out for a long time. Is eBay really? I mean, the one I bought had already been returned to a big online seller and was then known as a defective product being ditched on eBay. eBay, it's a dumpster. Anyway, let's catch up. Scrolling. No, there are weird spiders. I take pictures of the weird ones and then just put them online and say, what is this? Is it deadly? Did you receive my package from Australia containing a failed LED lamp? Ian, I did receive a package from Australia, which actually got to me despite the address you put in it. Let me just hold on. Big Clive, Ramsey, Isle of Man, IM8. And the postal service actually managed to get it to me, but don't recommend it. It had lots of notes on it, like basically saying what the fuck and how are we supposed to deliver this thing that. And then they did get it to me because somebody at the post office must know me. But that is not the complete address. Don't anybody. No, I'm not ranting at postal service. They actually got a package addressed to basically Big Clive Ramsey, Isle of Man to me. But thank you for that. I'm glad it got here. That was quite a lot of postage. There's a few items in that. There is another package arrived, and the address that it was sent to was very random. It was just random bits of the Isle of Man. It was bigclive.com, and it's written at the post office. He's a YouTuber. And it was addressed to a completely random road that's nowhere near here. And then the location was a complete another random bit of the Isle of Man. Then the postcode was another random bit of the Isle of Man. They're doing very well, but please don't post things like that. It's a bit embarrassing when the post office, it makes me wonder how many things have been sent and never got to me. But thanks to Isle of Man Post Office for managing this. Posting are fit. They're very fit, Mr. Eggcake, because they're very healthy. Ralphie Isle of Man Undertaker might actually work. Don't know. Don't recommend it. Greetings back to Sherwood Forest, Spider Driver Lee. There's got to be a sign out your details on, possibly. But I'm not the biggest YouTuber in the Isle of Man. Not by a long chalk now. For some bizarre reason, Manx Ninja Pig suddenly rocketed from trailing behind, suddenly rocketed up to 1 million views, some pit me to 1 million. And then literally, in about a month and a half, 2 months, went from 1 million to 1.6 million and then stopped dead in 1.6 million again. What the fuck's going on there? He's gamer channel though. Clive needs a P.O. box. I don't want a P.O. box because then I'd have to go to the P.O. box and pick stuff up and you just never know what's going to be posted to it. I've been seeing some UVC 222 nanometer lamps recently. They are meant to be safer than mercury discharge 257, 254 nanometer tubes. It might be interesting to review when prices drop. See, the bit about price dropping there is what it is, Chris. And also, they're what are called excimer tubes that operate capacitively, and they've got specific things, minerals in them that will actually emit at that wavelength. But the question is, are the ones on AliExpress actually 222 nanometer? That's the question. The Tron says, Clive, your clock is 4 minutes fast. Thank you for letting me know about that. I shall set it at some point. Games Boring Monkey Man here. I've taken a look at his channel. It's not something that I would enjoy personally, but it's obviously appealing to lots of people. Fake to expect? I don't think so. But on a good plus note, he is employing his mum and dad now. He's just over 20. I wonder if you addressed it Ninja Pig Isle of Man would it arrive. Manx Ninja Pig might actually work, Craig Matthews. Good evening, little late today, says Peter Pabuyans. Greetings. My post is one of women. She always yells hello or good morning through the door, even when I have no mail. She's a babe. That's nice. Yes, these are excimer tubes. My comp was too long. Ah, yes. I have looked at them. I've been monitoring them. The price is still high. The idea is excimer lamps contain nasty stuff, often fluorine plus an inert gas. I'm not sure of the complete composition of modern ones, but the idea is that the wavelength of UVC is small enough that it's damaging to bacteria and viruses and things in the air, but it's too short to penetrate the dead layer of skin cells or the tear film on the eye. So it doesn't cause eye irritation or skin burns. But the question is, How long has this been tested? His stats look like he's buying subs. I hope not, Joe Russ. That would be quite destructive. I'm sure that I'd worry about something like that. Someone once said, I've written a bit of software that's going to get me millions of subs from my channel and views, and I'm going to try it on one of your videos. And I said, don't try it on one of my videos. That's the last thing I want. I don't want to be flagged up as some sort of criminal in the eyes of YouTube. So I'm not sure that'd be a good thing. I think it's just luck and sudden surge of popularity. Can't get my head around the YouTubers getting 200 million views. How much are they earning, Pieman? A lot. That will never happen if you have a technical channel. I'm really staggered that I'm even reaching anywhere near a million. I was surprised when I reached 100,000 because technical channels like me and say Dave at EEV Blog and FranLab and Julian Eyelet and all the other technical channels, there's very few that go over a million. Great Scott did. Electroboom, of course, covers a much wider audience with his humour. But if you've got a raw technical channel, the more technical your channel is, the less views you're going to get. It's the horrible truth is you're going to be less popular than some shallow little clickbait channel. Oh, it's refreshing the screen. Oh, that's okay. It's fine. Why do you want to sit and watch other people play games? I suppose it's relaxing, Graham Shaw. I'm not really sure. But you're not only electrical channel fanatical. That might be the saving grace because I do other things like eat weird Chinese self-heating meals. I ate all the meat. Cara was the only one who had the courage to take a lump of that stuff out the bowl and actually try eating it complete with the cartilage. I don't think she was too impressed. Linus Tech Tips Crash and Burned. I've watched some of his videos recently. Cluescent. I don't think so. If he has reduced in views or whatever, it'll return to normal quite quickly. Any insight to how Naomi Wu is doing? I don't even know how to contact Naomi because I do want to know what's happening, ones and zeros to you. Yes, I eat all the meat too, says DCL. I see. Thank you for eating the meat. Yes, Paul T. It's all gay sex jokes now. That's fine. Media is a perversion. What? Horvac. A perversion. I'm going to type that in. I got to type that in. Perversion. Perversion. That said perversion. No, I don't know. No videos from Naomi. Well, that's worrying. That's worrying. Because there's a hint that the Chinese government was not happy with the image she was presenting. That's a bit scary. I'll maybe investigate that. Heard she was silenced by the CCP, Red Fam. Heard hints of that as well. Is it true, or is this something? I'm not sure. A combination of Persian and perversion. I see. Would you class him as Persian? I'm not really sure what culture the Iranians actually come under. She's got other accounts online. Keep in mind that a lot of people copied it. Naomi got collared by China authorities. She posted on Twitter about it, but cannot say much. Dave Reed, this isn't good, but I kind of expect in a way. Also, she was having a very hard time with YouTube filtering her content because it detected nudity. Just because she's got big bits that can't really be hidden and wee short skirts. A technical video just looks a bit pornographic. She said she had her wings clipped, didn't want to leave her significant other behind, so she shut up and stayed. Scott Wade. I hope she's safe. Big bits, yes. Any government can silence or eliminate MD at the drop of a hat. They made the rules. Do you know one of the biggest problems, Electron Box, is the finance industry trying to suppress YouTube channels by threatening the payment processors of things like Patreon support channels with removing them if they don't toe the line with them. Look what happened to OnlyFans. OnlyFans were told by their payment processor, was it Barclays they said it was? Can't remember. But they said, we've been told that their And they just came out and said, this is what they've told us. This is what they're doing. They're threatening to remove the payment if we actually suppress and keep putting out pornographic content. They want that to be removed, but that is OnlyFans. And then suddenly, because the bank had been outed, and they were like, oh, no, we didn't. No, we're just, you can keep doing it then. We didn't expect you to tell everybody. Wankers. God, it's just like bankers and porn. I mean, don't they go together like butter and toast? Jaeger time. It is Jaeger time. To Naomi. I hope she's safe. Vince, the crew chief, has been saying he wants to take me over to China, to Shenzhen, and give me a tour of it, because he's been over there before. I'm kind of tempted to do that. Indeed. Yeah, I'm something a banker myself, Andrat. Yes. Can you say the words totally normal? Oh, is that one of those? Oh, I know why you're trying to make me say that. Are those key words that are used in voice recognition or something like that, or voice impersonation? Not really sure. Or is it for other things? Be great if you could contact Naomi. If I can contact Naomi. I've left comments in her videos in the past, but I don't have a direct contact. I'm wondering if the address there actually is a direct contact to Naomi. What's stopping you going to China Monday? Fanatical. Well, transport fundamentally, and also trying to settle in here as well. Why the hell did a giant QR code just flash over the chat? Did it? I wasn't aware of that. Ooh. Oh, is that what Google's using to detect people using ad blockers? Interesting. Have you stopped wearing lapel supercomputers? No, I just didn't put one on because I'm so out of touch with everything at the moment. It's all been up in the air. Glad to be back. Looking forward to making my video at the no slow chat enabled. There isn't at the normal bench. The problem is there's basically only two payment processors, Visa and MasterCard. They can decide who gets paid and who doesn't. That is a problem, Lass Langwad Christensen. Don't go to China. Foreigners are not welcome anymore. Well, that'll make it a more interesting video, Frank. They really don't have any choice because, I hate to say it, I've said it in the past, say it again. The Chinese themselves are very good at copying but not good at designing. That's no change there. They need the Europeans to come in and do stuff to actually, and the Americans to, well, they need people with deeper brains that are good at designing stuff and writing software. Think of the electrical crap could bring up. That's worrying, Ian Stevens, how much I'd buy. I know they don't do boiler suits my size right enough. Well, they are made there. Have you written a charabang? I've not, Brian Young. YouTube can't record screens. It's a privacy violation. It won't be ad block involved. I log in to only to see Clive going, ooh. And it was lovely, really. The lapel supercomputer will be back in due course. Can the next toast be to Steve Harwell from Smashmouth? He died at age 56 of liver failure. He had severe alcoholism after the death of his 6-month-old son of leukemia in 2001. It killed him. That is tragic, Zach in the J. That's not great. Mr. Eggcake, boilers XXXL. An XXXL boiler suit in the UK might be quite big. From China, it's like tiny. Self-eating cat stir fry. Now, there's a misconception, Matt England. They do have pet cats in various countries that eat cats and dogs. The cats and dogs they eat are the ones that are farmed specifically for the purpose, not necessarily the best as pets, but I still would feel uncomfortable eating a cat or a dog. Look forward to normal bench videos. It'd be good getting back to a controlled lighting environment. It was a bit tricky. The accommodation. Once I'd got a big, huge Manfrotto magic arm from work, we had some spare magic arms, and they're the proper big ones. They're freaking expensive. Because they're movie grade equipment. That held the phone in a really nice, solid position just above the bench. It worked really well. I've got Steve to thank for suggesting that because I was struggling with getting the camera close enough. And I didn't think the Manfrotto would work. It was a bit tricky getting it in because it was the one that's got the little lever. Anybody who works in the movie industry will know the little lever that clicks over in it. And it's very hard lining things up accurate with that. But it worked well. Have you ever considered getting a modular repairable smartphone such as a Fairphone or Shift phone? No, but I like the way they're going. That you can put the batteries in them as you used to be able to in the old days. Not just that, if your phone gets wet, if you drop it in contaminated water, you can rip the back off and get the battery off quickly before the corrosion sets in, which kills all the expensive iPhones and Samsungs with their batteries glued inside. There's no need to glue them inside. Many dogs eating China pet dogs stolen from the owners. I don't believe that. I think that sounds like rumour, Stephen Simpson. Does Bombay Bad Boy actually contain boy? I don't think so, Brian Cox. The view out the window at the restaurant was awesome, the self-heating video. That restaurant, Paul T, was work. And the view out the window is spectacular because it's on top of a hill, it's on a mountain, and it's got a view into infinity. You can see the sea from the works window, but you take for granted it's always there when you look out. But that was work. Are you, your friends are requiring you as a replaceable battery soon? Yes, and forcing the move to USB-C, which is quite good. We take it for granted. Everybody hates the micro USB, but keep in mind that before that, it was just a different connector for every single phone manufacturer, and they standardise at least on one connector. But as it is, the phone I use, the main qualification is it has to have the thermal imaging camera these days. How was the mustiness when you got back? None. Significant, totally normal. The fan that's been pulling air through the house all the time is doing a great job of keeping the place fresh. That like sitting on my balcony, says DC Allen. Or that's like with my VR headset on. I have to say, since getting the Quest 2, I particularly like the, is it the futuristic city? You've got a default environment you could be in before you do anything. And it's just a room that you can look around, but it's big. All the rooms are big. You've got one that's in the first one that I really liked was the one that's out in the middle of and all the snow everywhere, this sort of like winter village with all the big burners with the purple flames coming out them. And you can look into the distance. But I really like the futuristic one because it reminds me of my flat. Because it's got that big high ceiling with a fan on it. And also it's got the bench with the boxes next to it. It's less cluttered than my flat right enough. And a lot of the time in the evening, I've just been getting a drink, I've been putting it on, and not doing anything, not playing games or anything like that. All I've done is sit in that futuristic room and just drink some root beer and with some ethanol in it, perhaps, vodka. And it's been very nice. Mike Yarwood died today. His impressions died in the 1970s. Oh, right, okay. Garbage user, please make sure the fan that is always on is a thermal fuse bonded to the motor housing. That's an interesting idea, but keep in mind it is a small computer fan. It's not a super duper high power one. I think it'd be self-limiting. I'm not really sure. But maybe an inline fuse would help. It is just a 12-volt computer fan though. I don't even know if the power supply would be able to put out too much. Not sure how reliable computer fans are to go even far. However, the thoughts I've got are to do a positive. That's a negative pressure system. It's pulling air into the house. But thoughts are to put the positive pressure one on the wall of the attic, putting the air through a HEPA filter. Some tells you you miss the mainland. Not really, but yes and no. Craig Matthews, it's 12 volt. Oh, there are thousands of videos about it on YouTube. What's that? Matt England, Zach and the Gym. What's that? The power supplies in computers are extremely high current, if that's what we're talking about here. Sometimes the Edinburgh mists are such you can't see the castle. I guess your view at work will be none. Graham Rule, the fog that comes in, the sea fog, obliterates everything. The biggest concern about that is water literally drips from everything. I've said it in the past, say it again. You could have a bucket upside down so that you could put your hand up into it, and the inside will be soaked with water after the hour's been through. Booyah, I'm late, says Zane the Magic Puffer Dragon. Greetings. Every time I replaced a battery on a phone, it failed soon after, says Frank. Maybe just bad batteries. Want to use your photogrammetry scans of the VR gear? I'm not sure, Steve. You can make your own environment. Scrolling back down. What size of PS did you put in it? Just a little plug-in 12-volt 1-amp adapter, so it's not really going to be able to provide too much power. Don't suck moisture into your attic. No, it wouldn't. It'd be pulling air. Well, it would be pulling air from the outside, but that's better than... there's already airflow through the attic. What's in the old Conrad shop? A new cafe, Tony Patty. Yeah, computer fans can run with the rotor locked. Fran believes in mono. What do you think about that? Fran just being old-fashioned, perhaps, with old-fashioned valve radios, which is just a single speaker. Do you have a conservatory in your bungalow? Not a conservatory, no. Why do they poke holes in bags when they ship you stuff? Not sure. Ventilation, not really sure. It's hard to find a good aftermarket phone battery. Most are recycled bullshit. It depends if you buy cheap stuff from eBay. Oh, the holes are so small children can breathe. That is true, Christian Herd. Thank you, Oddbjorn Westby. The China show talked a little bit about Naomi yesterday, Friday. Winston said he would look into it. Naomi is probably in trouble with government. Yeah, it's very strange. I thought she promoted Chinese products. Stop them exploding the cargo hold. I'm not sure about that. Seal bags can expand and pop in the plane hold, can they? Of course, it's pulling a vacuum when you get up high, isn't it? Christian Earl, did you get the thing I sent you that was alive when I mailed it? Alas, no. So what did you send? If you sent anything. How come the clock on the big screen is back is 4 to 5 minutes fast? Clifford Bradbury. Oh, is it? I'll have to check that out. It's so small that small screws will fall out. It is. It's so all the broken glass can come out. Mouse says it's my birthday on Monday. Hope everyone is well today. Was at an agricultural show today. Was helping out the steam engineer. Nice. Were there any good overalls? If it's alive, I doubt customs will let it into the UK. Yes, Craig Matthews. Yes. Did you switch camera? Very high contrast. Is it a high contrast? It's the same camera I've been using for all the other things, but different lighting. The lighting may be the thing. Not really sure. Planning a more 3D print project. I was thinking about that recently, Steve, because having seen I'm sure I made one of these with flickering LEDs, but I didn't like it because it was very focused, because it was not the diffused LEDs. But now I'm thinking of making little discs with the Fresnel lines on them, so I can actually just push them onto the front of the LEDs, but it would be quite a lot of them. The lighting definitely appears dimmer It might be. I think it's because it's actually so much light, it's actually compensating down, which is good. It's your forehead. The forehead is very reflective, yes. Hearing starts going in your 50s. I'm screwed in December then, licensed to drive. Not sure about hearing, but vision starts going. Auto exposure ramping up and down, it always does, can't lock it. This is using a phone to stream using YouTube's own app, and it has this thing that the exposure just goes up and down all the time. It just, you can't lock it that I can see. I've not explored any menus recently, but anytime I touch something, it usually stops working. Just go touch something. Save highlight, share, mute microphone. See, not that useful. This one, this mode here, all it does is offer me vintage effects like this. Remember not to buy things from China because you just never know what you're going to get. Yes. Normal. Try wearing neutral 15% grey. You know what? See if I ever made a studio area, which is unlikely because it just end up cluttered. I'm going to go the unboxed therapy route and just have neutral grey to make the setting so much easier. He's got the perfect setup and he even wears grey clothing. It works really well. I could make shorts. I could make them in the style of the old movie. Don't buy shit from eBay. You'll just get defective items. That actually locked the exposure. Did it lock the exposure? Or did it? Not sure. Oh, tell you what. It's possibly because that little menu is up on the screen still. That's interesting to know, though. Is that going to affect it? I'm not sure. Random Jaeger. We could have a random Jaeger. Something just landed in my head. It just felt like a spider touch. Ugh. Cobwebs everywhere. Place is full of cobwebs. To Mouse's birthday. There is another Jaeger. So I'll make it, as it should be, to the victims of the current earthquakes and fires, to the global victims of catastrophic natural incidents. Mega Jaeger meaning. My birthday Tuesday, Nautical. Have a nice birthday. There are 786 watching at the moment. That means that typically there's going to be 2 birthdays in amongst that today. I'll be 53, as someone asked. Well, that's very young, actually. You're 5 years younger than me. Colour has also worn before. Oh, right. Did it have an effect? I can change the colour. That's what I forgot to get Jägermeister. I didn't get Jägermeister while I was in the UK. They only had big, huge bottles. Steve Clay, the Haunted Bungalow. It is the Haunted Bungalow. Yes, that's fine. Everywhere I move is haunted. Andrew, right, 3 of my mates all have a birthday on Monday too, and one of them has a son born the same day, his 40th. Wow. Drink to Tony, Clive. Tony? Can you set it for 24 frames per second? No, you do have very little in the way of control over it. The app says this is what you're getting, and that's it. It takes complete control of the camera. UK's never done 24 frames for Nautical. It's always been different. Yes. I'm Forever 21. Haunted by the Shadow People. The Shadow People are always there, Mr. Mocky. Surrounded by death, I'd imagine. Indeed. Ralph is surrounded by death all the time at work. Do you pour the shots in the tray before live streams? Is there always Jaeger in there? Always just before it starts, Bacon Zombie. Freshly poured. I wouldn't want to leave it. I have gone to fill it, and I found Jaeger from last week, and it's all the alcohol is evaporated. It's just sugary water that's left. The exposure saturation appears to be right now. Maybe I should just, do things like enable movie mode and then turn it back off again. Jonathan Hughes. I've been to movies at Chinny Vision, the Retro Game Review channel. I've not. Leave the live stream running forever? No, because then I'd wander around naked in my house probably. I don't do that. I do it in my flat when I'm in Glasgow, but not here because Emily can look in through the windows and it just doesn't feel secure here. Took me a long time to get over that. Doesn't feel as good. Did you hear about the Digital Markets Act? I think it was enforced shortly. I do not know about that, Chris. Is it about finance or is it about sales or what? Dunno. Phonotical shows some boobies? No, because I do not have boobies. The dark shirts on the biggest effect moving frame might be better. You choosing a lighter one then? I might get a grey one. See, curtains or blinds? There are curtains and blinds, but you know, all it takes is the slightest little gap and people can look through it from outside. So I just don't feel comfortable about it. Anyway, the stream will be finishing in 9 minutes with a woofle. Just so you know that. Is your shirt velvet? No, it is cotton, Paul T. I'm here, I'm using a VR headset. I see. The VR headset's been quite impressive so far. Takes a bit getting used to because it's not in perfect. It's because of the glasses and even with the frame, it does skew things a little bit. It's a little bit fuzzy at the side. There's a lot of fine tuning getting it absolutely into the right position, but you'd expect that. The inside of it is basically, I've not had one open, I've seen someone else open one. It's the Fresnel lens system, and then it's a phone screen just specifically masked so it's got the two areas you're looking at. But it's fine, it's all about the software, it's very good. Scruffdog says stream link again because Scruffdog will be putting that stream up after this is finished, I think. Many of us have seen your boobs after the Glasgow Potato Vision incident. That was Edinburgh, Brian Cox. I think I know what may have caused that. A really annoying system there, but I'm not sure. That just kept throwing you off the network all the time, getting you to sign in again. It's weird they can't use the entire lenses to focus, so you don't need glasses. Every optical prescription and shape of vision is different. It's not that easy. You can get custom-made glasses for the VR systems, though. What do you want Sam to bring you this year? Nothing, Lawrence Cuthbert, because it always makes free. He always touches my bits when he comes in the room at night. No, Wonder is a good app for the Quest. What's Wonder? Pack Rat UK. So far, my favourite thing about the Quest is the fact you can go into virtual environments and just chill out in a big, huge open space. I just like that. That, to me, is one of the most important things about VR. I mean, I have astigmatism and I've never had a problem. I can put them on without glasses, but it's not quite in focus. It's not, it's a bit, it lacks detail. VR's just for porn, let's be honest. Not sure, Gazareth, I wouldn't use it for that. How old is Amber Castle? Very old, not sure, Steve Clay. Try squinting, yes. I changed the lens in my HTC Vive to get rid of the Fresnel lenses. Didn't know you could get alternate options, Jan Robert Nurgard. That's interesting to know, though. But this is just experimenting. Have you tried watching a movie in VR? I've not, Rifleman, but it does look like it's got a nice big curved screen in front of you. It looks pretty good. Can you do a video about your Quest 2? I'm not really sure what it would show, Hopeful Traveller. It's just really, I'm not doing anything terribly exciting with it. I do like the other thing, but you have to go through the whole learn how to use your thing. The shooting gallery one, where you're in a futuristic shooting gallery, shooting at the targets that are just morphing in the room, and you can look down, you can look up. It's really well designed set. A lot of what I've seen, I went out of the boundaries, out of bounds, and the sort of relaxing home environment, the futuristic city one, and I went like beyond walls and looked around, and it's interesting. It honestly looks, it's the same things that are done with a movie set. It's exact. It's like the set pieces that are just empty behind, and then the black voids down below where nothing's needed, and then little panels just put in just to fill gaps. It's just really very much like the film industry. VR does not work on my Linux computer, nuts and proud. It's self-running, the QR, should I say, the Quest 2 is all the processing power inside for most stuff. I didn't get any cheap frat tat from Wilco's closing down, didn't know it, Gazarus, but I don't know if Wilco's close to me. Definitely not in Isle of Man. ShopRite used to sell Wilco's stuff, but they don't anymore. They're now moving away from the Sainsbury's frozen stuff back to Iceland. They obviously got a better deal on it. Edinburgh Castle was built from the 11th century, Sparky Project says. It is very old. It's been modified over time, though. Does time speed up when you get older? Unfortunately, it does, Paul T. Time flies by. This is not good. Prefer it when it runs by slowly. 5 minutes to go before this stream ends, and possibly, we have the other stream coming up. I'm not sure. Has he put a link to it? Has he put a link to it? Scruff dog. Monkey man here, yes indeed. I'm not really sure. I haven't been paying too much attention to bits. All right, Scruff dog, yep, One sec. Oh, there it is. There's the stream link if you want to move on to the more relaxed, chilled stream. What videos in the making? Nothing in particular, but there's a few that have been made recently. One about a shit set of lights, which was disappointing. Gold and white, it said. How about lemon yellow? And the solar panel is like that size. And the little strips, four little tiny strips in the middle, it's just rubbish. That video's not even released on Patreon yet. I made a few videos before coming back, just because I wanted to make a little buffer before, so I don't have to go straight into making videos. I want some time to get stuff set out. Can you move like an agent from the Matrix when you hit 50 then? No, that happens slowly as well, Gazarus. I think part of the reason it gets time flies faster as you get older is because you stop being in work mode all the time. And as soon as you stop being in work mode, your body returns to normal speed. When I come off the tattoo and I'm in work mode, time drags really slowly because you're busy during the day and your brain is going at the sort of like turbo mode. I can be working at the bench and I can look at the clock and think, oh, that's 6 o'clock. And then you work more and you think, oh, that'll be 8 o'clock or something now. And then you look up and it's only 6:30. It's like time really drags when you're in the enhanced mode of work. And that makes me wonder if people who work all the time are burning their lives out quite quickly. Don't know. When you go and install solar panels on your roof, I'm not a Kirka. Not unless it's a wee one, just to monitor, because I don't think the other man is best for that. Can you extend a live stream getting older and this went by too quickly, Paul T? No. 2 minutes to go and it'll end on a whiffle. I didn't even pour an alcoholic drink, did I? No, other than the Yugominians. If you think eBay is dodgy, have you tried Temu, Lawrence? I've just bought some stuff from Temu and I couldn't find the dodgy stuff. I was looking for dodgy stuff and didn't see much. Maybe I just need to look better, find the keywords. Brian Cox, wonder if the Met Rosers found my Fuki motorbike while they were searching for that cook. Don't know. Did you lose your bike? How'd you keep your PLA dry? I keep it in boxes with the clip-on lid and foam tape round it, and also the silica gel desiccant packs. But I want to try putting the Rosal dehumidifier module in one of those boxes, big boxes, and see if it just ambiently keeps the humidity low. I will join Scruff's Dog's extended stream. How about you, Clive? I may go over to that too. Have you tried Fast Tech? I don't trust Temu. Apparently sell your info. Well, welcome to the internet. I didn't get anything free. I didn't look for anything free. Did you buy the Chinese disco laser light from Facebook, Callum Rowley? I reported it to Facebook because you don't get a light with the three-sided moving yoke and headlight. You don't get it with the colour chase pixels on one side. You don't get it with the wash on the other side and 6 RGB lasers built in. You don't get that for 30 quid. So I reported it to eBay, to Facebook, as a possible scam. They said, This meets our requirements completely and the advert will be staying up. So remember, it's coming to that time of year that you'll get lots of adverts for very expensive things that are basically someone else's advert with someone who's not got the product, offering it for a ridiculously good price. The money you'll be sending it to another country that has low financial standards, and the money will be gone. And Facebook won't give you a refund. Facebook won't do anything because Facebook are just, they don't control their own platform. They're just greedy parasites. The requirements are that they pay the advert fee. That's it, Ryan Drew. As long as they pay money to Facebook, they're fine. Have you lost your temper this week? Not really. Roger, burns you quicker? It does, Lance says Drive. Never technically had a job, still, but you're going to live forever then. Is an airing cupboard any good for storing PLA, Tom Houston? It's the humidity is the biggest factor. You want to keep the humidity low because some PLA, not all PLA, but some of it, particularly shit off eBay, there's a surprise, it's very brittle and it will just crack into pieces. Facebook, don't go there, indeed. I've lost contact with a few friends, but meh. That's the problem, is that I've got lots of friends on Facebook, including ones I wouldn't have got in touch with otherwise. But you just have to understand that it's just a piece of crap with low standards. Whiffle time. It is whiffle time. This canister is almost empty. This canister of refrigerant. You just read off my list of reasons for not being on Facebook. Indeed, Blair Scooten. And stalkers. I mean, like, it's quite good for stalking people. Oh, look at that beard. Yes, I like him. Let's go and look at his other pictures. Whiffle. That's gay stalking, that is. What does he work as? Oh, he's like a mechanic. Let's even better. Whiffle. And that concludes that for this weekend. What's happening tomorrow? Tomorrow's Sunday, is it not? What is happening tomorrow? I'm pretty sure something's happening tomorrow. Can't remember what it is. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Oh. Well, I don't know. June has not responded. Kevin was up for a beer, but I don't know if June is. He's being silent. That means he's probably not up for a beer and he just doesn't see anything. But anyway, that is probably half the spiders gone. What's the tallest whiffle I've done? Excluding work, where we have unlimited gas for whiffles. The biggest one was, I can't remember, was it 100 mil I did here, and then decided never to use it here again because you could smell singeing dust on surfaces. Not a good idea. Anyway, the stream is coming to an end. Scruff Dog, now would be a good time to put up your link again. Let's see if I can find Scruff Dog's link here. So you guys can continue on to that. But until then, I shall catch you about. I'll catch you next week. In the meantime, don't work too hard to prolong your life. Don't overheat, and take care. See you next week.